There's statistics out there to prove that San Miguel has the most nonprofit organizations in all of Mexico, the highest concentration of social and environmentally active endeavors all in one place.
There are a number of philanthropic organizations that you can get involved with at all different levels, and they're looking for people to participate.
I think one of the really wonderful things about living here is living in a community where the expatriate community is very involved in Mexico.
Almost 200 NGOs in San Miguel, and they vary all the way from some people that get together and have coffee once a week and they call that their NGO, to some that really provide a lot of work.
Just people's caring for the community here is really makes it special, I think, for everyone. People are not here because they are taking advantage of the Mexican community. They are here to try to help in whatever ways they can.
I was also started working with Casita Linda. Casita Linda is similar to Habitat for Humanity, but it's only here in San Miguel. And it means beautiful little house. And our goal or our mission is to change the lives of people by providing them with better housing. And they live in, the typical family lives in a cardboard shack. At Casita Linda, we employ 4 Mexican construction workers full-time, so we're providing employment for 4 families, plus our executive assistant is a wonderful, skilled Mexican woman, and we have Canadians and Americans and Mexicans all working together to work on it. So I really benefit by that interaction with all those people.
I'm getting involved in an organization called Casita Linda, which builds homes for people who are basically living in poverty out in the campo, out in the outskirts of San Miguel.
The Americans with their Feed the Hungry programs, with Casita Linda were built, which we are try to be active with. The Casita Linda people that build home for the needy. I am impressed by the charity that has been shown by all the groups of foreigners.
People are involved in things from Feed the Hungry to Casita Linda building adobe houses for people who live out in the campo, who own their land but do not have the ability to have a house. They don't have the simplest kind of shelter.
There are other organizations where I've been to meetings. I have not gotten actively involved, but there's a Rotary Club, there's a Lions Club here in San Miguel.
A woman on her own who makes an organization that rescues animals and exports them to families in the United States.
Yeah, we volunteered at SPA, we were walking dogs. That's sort of how we accumulated several dogs.
Yep, I volunteer and help out with the SPA. I've done that since I arrived. That's the animal protection place and shelter. I help with Amigos de Animales, which is the spay and neutering campaign, which is also brilliant. Look, there are charities for whatever people are interested in, basically. I tend to go towards the animals, but if you're into children or orphans or whatever, there'll be a charity that you can get involved with.
I was involved at Casa Hogar Santa Julia, and that is a local little girls' orphanage. It's a home for girls who can't live with their families due to abusive situations or unsafe situations, or those who don't have parents.
I work with a local orphanage, the Casa Hogar Don Bosco, and I really enjoy the girls. I took them just this last Monday, I took them into the Harding, dressed them up as gypsies and lots of jewelry and makeup, and took them over to get candy, and I go over and color with them. That takes a good deal of my time.
I got involved about 4 years ago with a group of ladies that quilt. We make quilts or wall hangings and donate them to the organizations here in San Miguel, who then either raffle them or auction them or somehow sell them. 2 or 3 times a year, actually, we pick a different organization to help that way. Or we've made blankets for the newborns at the hospital, and quilts for Casita Linda's houses that they build for people.
I volunteered at the local library, on the book committee, and there is not a lack of some philanthropic organization that you can get involved with, from helping feed the needy in town to helping abused women. It runs the whole gamut, and because it's a relatively small town, you're able to have a major impact on what you do.
We've both been involved in various organizations here, starting with Salvemos a Rio Laja, which was an ecologically oriented organization aimed at saving and improving the watershed, originally for the benefit of the migratory birds. This, amazingly, was an important wetland on the route south for North American migratory birds. But it also has to do with the people in these little villages whose land has been so terribly eroded, teaching them to protect their land and their little stretch of water. It would be very easy for the local community to be resentful of all these foreigners coming in. And to clarify, it's not just Americans either. There are lots of people from all over the world, but the predominance are Americans and Canadians. And I think that the fact that the vast majority of us are involved in some kind of charitable organizations, whether it's giving scholarships to kids that would otherwise not be able to go to college or even to finish secondary and prepa, or working out in the campo in agricultural or whatever means, I think that does make a difference in how the communities relate to one another.
You will see a certain number of beggars. They tend to be handicapped, blind, crippled, minus limbs, but also people that are very, very old. You'll see them out along the streets, and they'll stick out their hand. So I think it's important to help some of those people.